Hey there, welcome back. As always, I'm Carl with Turkish Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and paper. Class is about to begin. First, as always, a little bit of syllabus work. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. But I got a question for you. If this isn't your first video, have you subscribed yet? You haven't? Why not? Come on, man, it's easy enough. Just hit that button right down there. It says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. End up being notified every time I do a new video. It's a win-win situation for both you and me. Win for you because then you get notified every time I do a new video. Get to see all the neat new knives coming out, plus some great survival and camping gear. Win for me because, well, let's face it, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new knives and camping and survival gear to show you. So go ahead. But while you're doing that, the rest of us are going to get on with class. So let's see what we got. Today I got one of the last knives introduced in 2019 by Kershaw. This one is the Parsec. Rather striking looking knife. Almost futuristic. I mean, it's just like it's from a parsec away. That's part of where it gets its name. The cutout down the center adds a lot of factor. That pivot point is kind of neat. Definitely intriguing. The whole thing, blade and knife itself, didn't open quite as nice that time. But anyway, the whole thing is made of 8CR 13 MOV stainless steel. It's a brown stonewash finish done by what's called PVD for short. Stands for physical vapor deposition. I don't know who comes up with these names, but basically they turn the coating material into a vapor in a vacuum chamber, and it gets deposited on whatever they're coating with it. It forms a very hard, very resistant coating that in some cases actually binds to the metal on a molecular level. So it's supposed to be a lot harder to wear off and does a much better job of coating and protecting the knife. I haven't had a chance to put it through its paces, so I don't know how well that works. Overall, it's 4.13 inches closed. It is a 3-inch blade. They're calling it a drop point, but I think that's almost a spear point. Almost, as I say. It's got quite a belly on it, which is nice. No jumping on the back of the blade, which I gotta admit I'd like, but it's not a necessity. It's still fairly comfortable. The handle is just over, as I say, with the pivot point, it's about 4.13 inches. It's a little, because of the way the pivot point pushes your thumb back, it's a little small, but it works. It works. As far as fidget factor, well, it's not assisted opening. Need a little bit of wrist flick, but it's by the fact that it's not assisted, it still opens nice and smooth. Yeah. Nice fidgeting quality to it if you want. It's got a rather subdued tang compared to a lot of flippers, but it's still got enough jimping on that extended tang that it gives you a nice grip to open it with. Very sweet that way. Let's see how it does through our standard barrier test, shall we? Since it's Kershaw, I'm expecting it to do decent. Kershaw almost always does. But straight out of the box, piece of scrap paper and yeah, ending that beautifully. It's here. Corrugated cardboard. Let's see how it does on this. Through nicely. Cuts that way nicely. Yeah. Make fairly quick work of any cardboard box you might happen to open up. Let's get some of this cardboard out of the way. Empty soda bottle. Let's see how well it handles hang packaging, shall we? That tip goes in beautifully. Sure can't complain about that now, could you? Let's see here. Paracord. Paracord. Where's paracord? Where's the end of the paracord? There's the end. So, fairly standard loop. That's cutting cord nice and quick. Sorry, my fingers don't want to quite work today. I can't get hold of it, but yeah, it's nice. So now we get to the small little loop that is just barely big enough to fit the tip through and for me to barely hold on to it. Let's see how that tip does, shall we? Wow. For all practical purposes, it cut that with one swipe. The second swipe, I just had to cut one or two small threads. Sorry, my son distracted me for a second there. But now that we've got that out of the way and my son's settled down a little bit, let's see here. We've done paper, cardboard, soda bottle for hang packaging. Yes, we're up to zip ties. Yes, it's pink. What can I say? When I bought the last batch to do the work in my garage, it came in a bunch of bright colors, mainly so that you could see it when you were working in a dark area. But let's see how this does on cutting zip ties, shall we? As you probably know, these things are tough as all get out to carry at, but 1, 2, 3. Okay. Maybe not as nice as some of the other knives I worked with, but it did the trick. Let's see about trimming it down. And 2. 2 that way too. Okay, sure can't complain about that. Cowhide. Let's see here. Heavy gauge cowhide. Okay, admittedly this is not skinning knife, but let's see how it does, shall we? Oops. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Can't really complain about it. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. So, wood. Yeah. Excuse me. Stay, you. Okay, don't stay. Wood. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Didn't cover the pocket clip yet. As you can see, it's set for right hand carry tip up. You can flip it for left hand carry. You can't go to tip down. You're stuck with tip up. So, but that's not too bad. Let's see how it does on a standard piece of wood from my shop. It's feathering it up nicely. Let's see how it does with this. Once again, as always, this is a pocket knife. Pivot point does provide a weak point that will fail if you do this too often, but straight out of the box as one of our standard battery tests, we should be okay for one time. Well, if my what doesn't go jumping out of my hands anyway. Let's try that again, shall we? Well, that's nice. That's very nice. That's that flat saber grind going for you there. Trying to get the knife back out of the wood is a little difficult, but there we go. That coating sure stood up to it. No problems with the coating at all that I can see. None whatsoever. So, we go back to the piece of paper here. There it is. Let's see how we do. Did it take any damage? Not from that little bit, it didn't. No. Still going strong. So there you have it. Kershaw Parsec. Could almost say new for 2020, but it was actually released in the second half of 2019. Last quarter of 2019 for that matter. And it's just, all in all, nice little knife. It stood up to everything I threw at it quite nicely. Opens and closes one-handed very nicely. And it's kind of fun to fidget with, if that's something you're into, which most knife levers are. Definitely a striking design. So, I think we got another nice one for consideration for your EDC needs. But, need to get the rest of the day taken care of, so I'll wish you luck. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next week when class meets again. Until then, remember, it's ability that decides what you can do. It's motivation that decides what you will do. But it's attitude that decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do anything, no matter how minor or how major, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.